So here are those files included in SSG 010 Scale Speed Garage File Pack 10. Again, this is the super drag file pack. Tons of files in this file pack, 124 of them to be specific. A lot of those different combinations of sizes on wheels and tires. But we're going to look at all those, and we will talk about some of those as we get to them. One of the big things that we had seen a number of requests for in Scale Speed Garage from members was automatic transmission shifters, some of the different shifters for drag racing and the like. And so we went ahead and put a bunch of those in this file pack. The first one being this B&M Shifters Pro Gate. This is detailed with detailing on the casing, these bolts, and the shift gate pattern as well. After that, the next one, a couple different versions of the B&M Shifters Pro stick. We have a open version here where you can see the detents for the gears. There is a spring detail here in the reverse lockout. There's some hardware details here. So this one is nicely detailed and will really create a lot of interest and real fine, intricate details on the interior of any drag car, pro street car, anything like that. And then, of course, we have the open version of this shifter. We are also offering the closed version of this shifter with the case around it as well. And 3 shifters there then from B&M, as well as 2 shifters from Hearst. The first one is this Pro-Matic, and the second one being the V-Matic, a real classic popular auto trans shifter choice here for hot rods, for drag cars, you name it. A very classic and popular shifter here. And then also on the suspension end of things, another thing that we had seen some requests for was some drag car suspension stuff. Some more of that will be coming out in the next file pack, SSG 11, right at the end of March. But in this file pack, we do have a traction bar here, and this is just kind of a standard size traction bar, 28-inch long traction bar. And this one is set up. These holes are drilled here to allow you to use some wire to wrap over the leaf spring in your model and create the U-bolts that would be on this. They would just kind of be too fragile to print in any size that would look correct to scale. We did kind of take a look at offering those U-bolts first, but really they just kind of looked out of scale, and I think some wire is going to be your best bet for detailing that and really making that look true to scale there. So I mentioned a lot of the parts a lot of the files in this file pack are various combinations of wheel and tire sizes. We in the past have kind of given you one size of tire and then let you scale to the width and the diameter that you want from there. And we kind of wanted to try something new of giving you all the different tire options you might really be looking for, with a few exceptions, but any of the standard size tires that you might be looking for, especially since within the drag racing world there are kind of there's not an endless combination of tire sizes. We wanted to see what you guys thought about getting all of the tires already pre-sized, getting some wheel rims already in these sizes so that you don't have to do any of the math or even use the calculators that are provided within the Scale Speed Garage membership. You just have all these different tire and rim and wheel face sizes to choose from from the get-go. And so for that, a couple options that we're offering in this file pack for rear drag tires. This one in the front here is a modern dot drag radial, patterned after or modeled after the dot drag radial from Mickey Thompson. And then this one here is just a classic rear drag slick, pretty standard rear drag slick there, offered in a bunch of different sizes. And there are a couple different options on tire profile, section profile for a couple of these sizes here as well. And then some front runner tires we have in this file pack as well. Some modern style front runner tires, these that you might find on modern outlaw cars, modern pro street cars, that sort of thing. And then some vintage front runner tires that you might find on an old school gasser or an altered. These would also be excellent tires for front tires for any sort of like Bonneville salt flat car. And then we do have a classic skinny Sportsman front tire, just like the Mickey Thompson Sportsman ET. And this one is designed specifically to fit on that 17 by 2.5 inch rim. And then we have some wheel options that we've given you here. In addition to the rims, we've given you some rims that you don't need to resize, a bunch of different sizes of rim there, just the hoop itself, but then the wheel faces, we've given you different diameters of those wheel faces as well. First one being the classic mag slot wheel. This one would look at home on any muscle car, any pro street car, any kind of classic car. This mag slot is a real classic choice for. So the file pack includes 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 20 inch diameter faces on these. And you will see that this has an open hub here. We've given you 4 different hub options as well for these wheels that have the hub mounting, and the backs of all of those hubs are our standard Scale Speed Garage mounting system. In the permanent download section, you get some adapters that we have created that work with every wheel in our mounting system to adapt those to most of the common kit mounting options that you find in various model kits for how those wheels mount to the axles, to the hubs, what have you. So we have the 5-slot mag wheel here. The next one, we've given you a classic halibrand spindle mount front wheel. This one is just a true spindle mount. No hub, no lug nuts or lug bolts there. Just a classic spindle mount. Nice and open and light. On this one, there are, on a couple of the sizes, there are a standard option and then a narrow option. The narrow option being great for the rims that are like the 2.5 and 3 inch wide rims for those real skinny dragster front wheels. And then also, if you are building a drag car that you don't want to have the spindle mount on the front, you want to have, looks like a street car that occasionally gets taken to the drag strip or what have you, we've kind of given you a modern interpretation of the halibrand. We call this the Hali 5, and this is a modern take on the halibrand front wheel. Still really nice open profile on that, with some kind of modern touches to it, and a standard hub mounted wheel there. And again, that one also has our standard Scale Speed Garage mounting system on the back. And then we have the Weld Magnum. This is a very popular modern drag wheel. Another very open profile wheel, really shows off those big brakes behind there, what have you. And this one we have a front and a rear disc. Those are two separate ones, and you will see why. But the front Weld Magnum the front Weld Magnum face is just kind of classic, clean, open, with these real kind of modern flourishes to it. And then the rear Magnum is a bolt-in style, and this one's going to look great on a beadlock rim. You can use the front for the rear wheel as well if you're looking for something, again, that's more of like a street strip car, a weekend warrior car, that kind of thing. You can use that disc, that front disc, in the back as well. But if you want something that's a little more purpose-built looking, you might pair this rear bolt-in disc with a beadlock rim, which we've also given you in most of the common sizes here. You will notice this is a thicker rim than the standard 1mm thick rim that we give you for the other wheels that you have in your permanent download wheel parts section of the downloads of the parts counter section within Scale Speed Garage. This one is a 1.8mm thick rim, and you'll see a lot of great beadlock detail here as well. One note that we have made, you will see this in the wheel and tire guide, or in the wheel guide with this download in this file pack, is if you are going to use the beadlock rim, you're going to want to go one size down on the wheel face. So if you're looking for a 15-inch beadlock rim, then you're going to want to use the 14-inch face to put in this tire. In this wheel rim. But again, we do these separately so that you can set your own offset or back spacing to fit your build and the look that you're going for there. Anyways, guys, that is an overview of all of the files that are in this file pack, Scale Speed Garage File Pack 10. This is our drag super pack with 124 files in it. We have another one coming out, like I said, at the end of March, which is going to be another drag racing themed pack, because we've seen a ton of demand from Scale Speed Garage members for drag racing parts and goodies. So be on the lookout for that one as well, coming very soon. We will have a video as well in the download section here on our suggestions on how to orient and support and slice these files for printing. So check that one out as well. We will see you guys soon. In the meantime, happy modeling and keep building your dreams.